Hey everybody, we are live. Welcome to this special edition live stream here and somewhere between Christmas and New Year's. Is it Saturday? Is it Thursday? I don't know what day it is. I hope you guys are all joining us. I got Angela here. She's our she's one of our favorites that we like to have along. I got everybody in. Hang on. There we go.
Hi guys,
Hey Angie, how you doing?
I'm very good. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, better than last week. How much snow did you guys get up there?
I think we were between 3 to 4 feet, but a lot of drifts.
Yeah, yeah. So I had in front of my house, we had a trailer in my car. So the snowplow just went and just brought it all in front. So there was this pile behind my car that was 3 feet high for a while. It's about gone now.
Yeah, we had neighbors that just moved here from Texas, so they're out shoveling in their cowboy boots, and it's like, okay, we'll come help you. They're like, we're not you. No, we don't know what to do with this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But it's been nicer. The 40s and 50s have been a lot nicer the past week than the negative 40s and 50s.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, as you guys are coming on, joining, hit me a comment as far as where you're from. We got Cornfred Life from Kansas. You guys have a lot of fun there too,
Kansas.
huh? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year and all that. So the format of this show is I brought along a couple of clients that have moved here from other parts of the country, and Angela as well, and we're kind of just have a chit chat with them as far as how things were like how they moved here and how their year went. So first, we're going to bring on Chris and Anne Louise Markert. They are from Virginia, and thanks for joining me, guys.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Got a cat now that's about to make an appearance here.
Yeah.
They always do that, right?
Yeah, right?
If it's live, that's when they're going to come walking across.
Yeah, of course, right? Yeah, just as it goes on. So,
So
yeah, we're doing great. Love it out here. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So explain to us kind of how things have been this year for you guys.
It's been wonderful, actually. So we got out here in June. June 3rd was when we closed on the house, and so we got to spend basically the entire summer out here. We took advantage of what the city had to offer. You had your summer nights downtown where they closed off the street, so we go there pretty much every Thursday. We spent some time going to there's a rodeo down at Hart Ranch, so we spent time going out there every Wednesday. Check that out. And just spent time roaming the hills, fishing, and doing all that, and
Doing yard work.
yeah,
There is a lot of stuff to do in the area.
yes,
There's so much stuff to do.
Sorry.
yeah,
It's great.
yeah. Got in some fishing, all the good stuff. So yeah, we really enjoyed it. Enjoyed the summer. The fall was wonderful.
We had a great fall.
Yeah, that was
That was
fantastic.
long. That was great.
Yeah, we really enjoyed the fall there. So that was really nice. She ended up getting out and getting herself a job. She actually has 2 jobs now.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't stay home any longer.
right. She was driving herself
Something,
nuts.
right?
Yeah.
So she's been keeping her busy with the new job, and then with the winter here. That was pretty much a big blast.
I was
last week.
shoveling the same snow 3 days in a row.
Yep,
It's just drifting everywhere. Yeah, it's crazy. That was interesting.
So what we have on our house, we have a driveway that goes beside the house and then the garage in the back. And what happens is the snow blows up and down, and we got a 4-foot drift the entire length of our side of the house. So we've learned to pull our cars out and just wait for it to be over, because any cars in the back are just
Gone. Yeah. Yeah, the drifting, that was something else. And then we saw some videos of what happened to Box Elder there. That was some major drifting that was there.
Yeah,
So.
and then that's where I'm going to work now in the school in
Oh, yeah.
Fox Elder.
Yep.
In the Douglas School District, and great people. Love it.
Yeah, they get wind in Box Elder, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, but when school's closed, I don't have to go to work.
So favorite memory this year, favorite thing that you visited in the Black Hills this year?
Oh gosh, what's the favorite?
You know, I mean, there's just definitely lots of neat little memories there, like kind of discovering little restaurants like in Custer, the founding father, having a nice dinner
You're the
down there.
founding father.
Founding fathers, that's what it is.
I think Custer
Yeah,
is one of my favorite
Custer
places.
is a stunning park. I love that park. So you know, we went through there several times. You know, it's hard to get tired of just driving through the Black Hills. So I'd say just kind of exploring the area. We've meeting new people, new friends.
It's
that are here.
easy
Yeah.
out here.
So it's been just kind of everything. It's been very easy, very nice, and fun to explore this area. So we're very happy.
And Sturgis doing the rally, I didn't think it was bad at all.
It was manageable.
Yes.
Yeah, it was manageable.
I mean, you guys talk about traffic, and I don't think it was bad. And I wasn't working then, and I was like driving out, trying to find like, okay, where is it that bad? It's not bad, but in Sturgis it's bad, but not
around it. Yeah. We thought it was going to be a lot worse in Rapid City actually with the Sturgis rally, and it wasn't that bad at all. You get motorcycles every now and again, but yeah, the closer you get to Sturgis, that's where the motorcycles are, and then driving through the Black Hills, obviously. So, but yeah.
Angie lives in Sturgis. She was the one to tell you about the rally.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's not bad. It's, you know, the side streets, and then you can kind of get out of the main traffic area, but it's really not that bad in regards to like traffic because there's so many people spread out in so many different areas, and there's so much to do.
Well, that's actually, it's a great point, because when you think of the rally, right, you think of Sturgis, but it's the entire Black Hills, right? So it's not just Sturgis, like you said, it's spread out over everywhere. So that actually does alleviate. Like if it was all just there in Sturgis, that'd be a rough half a million.
Yeah, but there's a lot of campgrounds on the outside outskirts and things like that. So
Yep.
No, I didn't know what to expect, and I was expecting the worst, and there was like nothing.
Yeah, it's amazing that many people can come together.
Yeah.
And we don't have any issues.
Yep. Yeah. This is
which
really
is
fun.
great. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you guys have. I know that we was like 2 years in the process.
Yep.
And I'm so happy that you made the move and you're happy in the process. So guys.
Thank you so much. It was definitely kind of from the beginning, once we realized that, you know, what we wanted to do, and when we kind of started, you know, targeting in on the areas that we were looking at, and we realized that, you know what, Rapid City is the place that we wanted to go. It's been wonderful. Like the whole experience that we had with both of you guys, it was just easy. It was something that I highly recommend. You know, Tristan, you, and then the local, you know, mortgage lender it's absolutely key.
You, Angela, was
you're
fantastic.
So we really appreciate everything that you guys did for us. I mean, even as far as coming in on the day, we're driving across the state there in a big old U, you know, and we're trying to make a 2 o'clock. What was it, two or 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a late closing, and then we realized that we miscalculated with the hour of time difference there.
Oh, James.
So we're coming in earlier. So Andrew was like, yeah, let's make it earlier. And so we were able to get that done. So we didn't have to wait too long to get our closing done. So, cause we came straight in from Virginia to do the closing. So it was tight all the way, but you know, you guys made it really easy. So we appreciate that.
Well, thank you. It's always good to hear.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a happy new year.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And we'll talk with you guys later.
All right.
Yes.
Bye.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Those guys are a lot of fun. I really enjoyed working with them. And I think he's always been along in some of these lives. He's been commenting and doing stuff online. So it's been great to have him. He's kind of been one. I think he was around one of my first few videos. He was commenting on them. And so it was kind of cool to have him bring him along. So that was kind of cool. He says you and I are our favorite people in South Dakota right so far. So, you know.
I hope we see on that list.
yeah, you never know. Hey, Christine, welcome. Glad to see you checking in from Oregon. Yeah. So you could certainly move up here. Our weather might be a little bit worse up there, but not as many tornadoes
Well, in
in our area.
Kansas, yeah, Kansas. I'm from Kansas, and it's like you have ice storms down there. And
Yeah.
so I think I'd rather have the snow, but
The
yeah.
snow. Yeah. And Lady Di, hi, how are you? So glad to see you. Thanks for joining us, Lady. Lady Di, I appreciate you. And now we got Rob coming online. So, quick story about Rob. He was been here since earlier this year, and he's from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'm a Minnesota boy myself. So, Vikings fans all the way. And so he's the gifter of the only quarterback we've ever had. Got for me sitting back here. Welcome, Rob. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good to see you all.
So I knew you wanted to tell your story, so head on it.
Yeah, a few tips and tricks. Moving across state lines is a lot of work, and I think one of the things that made this process a little bit easier is I came and visited prior to considering even moving here.
100%.
We came with our family. We just toured around and we just fell in love with the area. I learned I had some family history in the area, so that also helped. When we went back home, we just kept thinking about this place. There's something special about here that just isn't elsewhere. And when you're working downtown Minneapolis, there's a lot of hustle and bustle. It's very stressful. It's an hour and a half of commute a day. If you're from California, here it can be hours longer than that. But I think for me, I needed more time with my family, and we're now more remote. And so, I think this process didn't happen overnight, and nor should it ever. But I think one of the things we did to help expedite this process is when we came back, we just started watching the market. We got on all the MLSs. Before I even met you, I was looking at YouTubes. I was following the market. I registered for the Black Hills and then the Rushmore MLSs, and I was just watching and watching and watching. So I knew what was on the market, what was a good deal, what the prices were. On the other end, we cleaned up our own home, got all our debts situated and cleared it up so we could have a nice debt to income ratio, so we could get a good loan. And I think we just had a lot of family help preparing us to get that home ready for sale, because we couldn't really buy until we had sold. Right. That was one of our contingencies, is we had to sell our
Which
home.
was tough because, back in early February, March, when we were looking, that was not a time where home sale contingencies were happening. That was still busy market.
Yeah. I think one of the things we did is we knew we had to sell, and we set up a mail forwarding address here in South Dakota. Mm-hmm. There's a place in Box Elder called America's Mailbox, which a lot of the RVers do.
Yep.
That's how they travel the country, and then they are South Dakota residents. So we followed that approach. We booked an extended stay while we were trying to figure out what we were going to get out here. A lot of people thought we were crazy. A lot of family and friends didn't understand, but at the end of the day, we knew where we wanted to be. And I think the pandemic really gets you to evaluate what you want for your life. Where do you want to be? If this is all there is, where do I want to be? I want to be where I'm at now or somewhere else? So then when we came out here, by the time we had talked to you, we had sold the house. We were asking about different questions about what's the process for out-of-state folks. You're very helpful in getting us through that. And you kind of set our expectations. We already kind of knew, but if you want to live in the hills, you're going to have to pay. And you got to
probably said that, didn't I? That's probably word for word almost.
It's true. It's true. And there's not a lot of inventory, and it doesn't last very long, and you just got to be confident in your offer. And the hard part was not being here, buying it, looking at all the different properties available. But I think what you did that made things a little bit easier is we did that video conference where you walked through. I already kind of knew what questions I would have. I prioritized my concerns. I want to know about foundation. I want to know about water damage, and I want to know about those types of things. And you were able to help me kind of visualize what that property was like. And then you videotaped it so that I could remember the things about the property. And I showed my family and friends, and everybody kind of bought in the vision a little bit.
Nice.
So that was really helpful. And then I think the other thing you did is you drove up and down the hill that I'm on to kind of give me a visual of what that would look like. And
That's a help.
it did help, because that hill is brutal if you don't have all-wheel drive or snow tires. But we're able to get up and down the hill in a front-wheel drive car because we have snow tires. So
There you go.
that's been great.
It's more about tires.
But this was the house we weren't supposed to get. You kind of told me it's going to be very difficult, and somehow, some way, all the pieces fell in place remarkably. The buyer, we did a buyer letter, but we didn't do a traditional buyer letter. And I know there's some ethical concerns people have, but I think we just wanted people to know why. We don't want people to find out that we're out of state and then go, oh, well, you're an outsider, we don't want you to have the property. We really just wanted to tell our story to them, and we used. And
you did it visually too, with the pictures, and it was showed all the kids. It was really well done.
And we talked about our experience visiting here, which I also think was helpful for the buyer. And then I think we later found out that they have a Minnesota connection. Yeah. So I think that could have been a factor in it.
I know that it did. In fact, I used your letter as kind of a example letter for my future clients, just because, hey, this is what one guy did, try this, and that seemed to work pretty good. But I know that people, I remember when the whole thing went through, it was like, no, these guys are the guys that are supposed to have this house. So that letter meant more than the offer in itself.
Yeah, it felt really good because, we that time the seller had gotten COVID. They extended the amount of time they were going to get back to us, and it kept going on. And I just had to believe, if this is meant to be, it'll happen. And, when it did, we got on, we just called everybody we knew and just celebrated, because it was very stressful, because you're far away. You don't have a house lined up. You want that to be certain. And it's really hard to sell the home you thought you never were going to sell, and go somewhere new. And so from that moment, we basically decided we were just going to try to make whatever we could work, because if all these pieces went in place, then it's going to all work out in the end. And I think we did learn some major lessons. I think would be good for your viewers to know is that there's not as much consumer protection in South Dakota. Minnesota has a lot of consumer protection. That means all building and contractors. There's a lot of things. The inspections are of different qualities. The inspections in Minnesota, I feel, are far superior from other people we've met out here. We've also found that inspectors aren't as detailed or thorough, and they have very light, they're very loose on the liability claims. So you can't really, if something major is missed, you can't really do anything. So you should know that, be careful, but you just got to know that everybody's in the same boat. All the old houses have things. Everybody we've met who has recently bought out here, either they lived here or they come from somewhere else, have also had similar things where the inspection tells you some things, but when you live there, that's when you really find, even if you walked through, you wouldn't know unless you are a contractor. So if you have a contractor friend that you've made out here, I would recommend bringing them through and get their opinion on pricing, because my seller wanted to negotiate price. They didn't want to fix anything. So then I had to go and ask people, well, this is what the inspection says. What do you think it costs? And Minnesota has a different pricing, different expectations.
Yep.
And that's something you just got to keep in mind. But if you really love the house and you don't plan on flipping it and selling it very quickly, then it's okay, because over time you're going to make it your dream.
100%. Yeah, that's a lot of it, right? I think we had a lot of conversations about value versus owning the property, and then how long you can live in it. And I mean, there's a lot of different reasons to own a home or not own a home, and having the right motivation in purchasing a home makes a lot of difference. Congratulations. I'm sure you have some the winter views from your deck must have been awesome.
Yeah. And, I learned that everybody else got pounded by the storms, and we had 6 inches. Everybody else was getting feet. All the snow that I had blew off. I mean, we had a little bit plowed at the end of the driveway, but almost all of it was gone within a day or two. I mean, that was from where I'm from, Minnesota. Once the snow's there, it's there until April.
Yep.
Just hang on. It will be back on Sunday.
Yeah, right. The other thing, too, I noticed that it's a lot more windy than I've ever experienced before, and it's just constant. So that's another thing you got to keep in mind. We didn't get pelted with hail. I had heard there's lots and lots of hail. It does do that, but the experience I've had in this last year, which is not probably typical,
we had a light hail year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
100%. So I know you've been, because I follow you on Facebook, I see all the things that you've been doing in the hills. So what's your favorite maybe Black Hills experience with yourself or with your family?
Yeah, I got a couple of them. One, I recommend that if you do come out here to the Black Hills, go and talk to the Forest Service. Learn about what is in the Black Hills Forest. There's, if you like to rock hound or collect gems, dig around. If you want to dig for gold, bring a little metal detector, talk with them. They'll give you some areas you can go and check out. And I recommend having an all-wheel drive vehicle because there are some Forest Service roads to get to some of these locations that are a little bit different in a Honda Odyssey than a, I don't know, Subaru or a pickup. But one of the things we did is we heard about this mine called the Helen Barrel Mine, and we made friends via a letter, a snail mail letter to the landowner asking for permission to access their property to get to it. And that was a huge thing. And
they said yes?
They did.
Wow.
The lady called me and she's like, well, everybody comes to my door. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty particular about not going up on people's property asking for things. But we sent the letter and she really appreciated it. And we walked 200 feet from her house to it. We dug around in the dirt. We found very cool minerals and we climbed to the top. There's a geocache on the top. And that was one of the best things we did. A couple other things, we found a couple of trails we like. We like Falling Rock, which apparently is one of the more dangerous trails in all the Black Hills. But
don't be stupid, okay?
Or you don't let your toddler run around to the edge. Or you just got to be mindful.
That's it. Yeah.
But we always bring people to that spot because I don't want to do a whole lot of hiking. Okay, 5 minutes.
Boom, there you are. There's your view. Yep. Yep.
A couple other things. We found some historical artifacts on the Flume Trail outside Sheridan Lake. Very, very cool. It's like a porcelain teacup on the side there. And then there's an actual mining tunnel. There's 3 tunnels you can walk through. We've only been able to walk through one because I have small kids. They can only do so much.
Yeah.
And probably my favorite, not with just my family, I organized a bunch of guys from my church to go to the top of Black Elk, Harney Peak. And that was awesome. I met a bunch of guys in that, and yeah, it's been great. I love all these things. We've done ice fishing. We're getting situated with the Outdoor Campus West. They have a lot of free programs, learn how to fish, learn how to canoe, teach you about animals of the Black Hills and the sounds they make, and really cool stuff.
Yep.
You had mentioned the Forest Service. There's they have really cool hikes. There's like and I don't know if it's online on their website because it's like there's one that I wanted to go on because it's like the bioluminescent in the evening, and you can kind of go out and see what's glowing in the forest at night. So there's quite a lot of trails, and it's so cool that you mentioned geocaching. We've tried that a couple of times. There's a lot of different places that are out there to do the geocaching.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, we love that. And I recommend the All Trails app for the Black Hills. If you just download that app on your phone, you can find all the trails. You can see kind of what to expect. I upgraded to the paid one because as you go into the Black Hills, you lose your signal.
Yep.
But if you have the paid version, you can download the map. So that when you lose signal, you can always know where the trail is, because some of the trails can be a little bit more difficult to navigate.
You might be stuck in the middle of the hills for quite a long time.
Yeah, right.
On a couple of those trails, yeah.
100%. Well, Rob, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your story and telling us about everything around here. So have I suppose Merry Christmas is over, so Happy New Year and all that, I guess, right?
Happy 2023.
Yeah. Same to you both.
Okay, yeah. We'll be in touch.
Sounds great.
I'm gonna do third place this I'm gonna win this weekend. I get third place in our fantasy football.
Hey, you get your money back and maybe a little bit more.
Even though Lamar, went away, I'll get somebody.
You'll figure it out.
See you, Rob.
See you later.
Take care.
Bye, Rob.
All right, look at this. Christine says she loves the Black Hills and just had an ice storm here in Oregon this past. Yeah, I actually have a friend out there that showed some of the pictures of them skating on the roads. It was just so much ice. And then Corn for Life says, "Hey, Christine, they're former Oregoners. Wondered if you want to head east. Well, here we are, going back and forth with people. How about that?" So, Angela, okay, so here we go.
Okay.
Everybody's talking about what's going to happen next year. Madam Linder, what's your crystal ball
Yes.
say?
Well, okay. Fannie and Freddie, they're kind of projecting that we should be in the mid sixes, low sixes by the third and fourth quarter, which we did touch, last week. We were, dabbling in the sixes again. We got out of the sevens. Rates have slowly gone up this last week, but they've been pretty stagnant. This last couple of weeks here are kind of going in. They're kind of been flat. So we're hoping that we'll kind of stay and mellow out. We do have one of the projections being into the middle fives, which would be nice to see, because we definitely hit a wall when they hit the sevens.
Yeah.
On those interest rates, it's like no phone calls, no ringing of the phone or anything like that. So, when they started coming down about a month ago, inventory and started kind of moving a little bit more. So hopefully we'll maybe touch the low or high fives.
Yeah. Well, and I think what's kind of happened too is like, okay, it's 7. I'm going to wait and see what happens. I'm going to see what happens. And at some point it's going to be like, oh, I can't wait any longer. So it's time I got to buy something. So it's time to go.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the rates changed so quickly. Yes. And that kind of stagnated everything. So I think now that we're kind of hopefully getting kind of a little bit more level, that we'll be able to play ball a little bit more. So
yeah, people kind of get used to things. So but and I kind of seen here as well. Things have I kind of got a feel of we'll worry about it in 2023. It's kind of been one of those years. I kind of feel like so. In fact, I got something not coming to January. That kind of thing. So I'm not anticipating things to like snowball here to huge lengths. I'm still expecting kind of the market to kind of pick back up in March like it always does in springtime. But I guess we shall see.
Yeah, we're kind of back on our regular traditional schedule, like we, before COVID hit and we had the craziness that, our December, January is a little bit slower than, like I said, springtime. We kind of start moving again.
Yeah. Of course, if we actually had a crystal ball, life would be.
I would be so happy. Yep.
Well, Christine's thinking back South Dakota or Southern Oregon. Southern Oregon, let's see. I'm trying to remember. We went to my family lives. I've got some family in Salem, and so we visited them. Ooh. And that was kind of a fun trip, watching them through there. But Christine, give us a call if you can help you with more information about South Dakota. And of course, there's lots of other YouTube videos to watch. So, all right.
She does a great job.
Angie, what do you think? Anything else on your mind?
I don't think so. I think it's just like I said, having that anticipation of, where do you want to move if you can get that chance, or even like I said, have Tristan do his wonderful videos on the areas that you like. Like I said, we have such great areas in the western South Dakota part that it's kind of nice to be able to kind of look and see where you want to be. And it is hard to do that transition sometimes from another state if you don't have your household. So, kind of getting that pre-qualified and seeing where you're at and what you need to do so that when you get here, you're ready to move in.
Yeah, 100%. All right, last question. What's your favorite Black Hills spot that you want to mention? Yeah. Oh. Everybody else gets a question. You should be you, right?
I know. That is a hard one.
So many.
There is a lot. I mean, I have my favorites in the Southern Hills. I have my favorites in like the Northern Hills. I would say, because I like to kayak a lot, so I would say Jenny Gulch in the middle of the afternoon in the weekday.
When nobody else is there.
Yeah. When nobody else, and you can go back to the far, and I love to watch the bald eagles, and then the beavers can come out, and it's just very peaceful and quiet.
That one osprey that's out there, that's flying around.
Yeah.
Big pelican type bird or whatever it is.
Yes, yeah. It's just amazing because, like I said, it's quiet and serene. But then you have the whole, like I said, the whole lake that have speedboats and parties and stuff like that. So you can kind of separate yourself from that noise if you have to. But definitely, that's probably one of my better spots.
Yeah. Pactola in the evening during the week is the best time to go boating because after about 6-7 o'clock, people kind of go away. and everything, the wind kind of calms down and it's just perfect. So that's, definitely the best time to go. So,
but like Chris said, it's like you can drive in the hills, and it's it's always I've grew up here. I've been here since I was like in first grade, and I'm still at awe in just the beauty of the Black Hills.
and new stuff you didn't realize was there before. I mean,
oh yeah, everything. I mean, like I said, I've been here forever. It's like, oh, I didn't hear about this. I didn't know about this mining little town that he had mentioned. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have to go check that out. So yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
and
thanks for joining me, Angie. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. You guys have a wonderful New Year.
All right. Happy New Year, everybody. Take care. We'll see you in 2023.
Okay. Bye.